As somebody that works for myself, I'm always trying to find ways to make the most of my time. I won't pretend I'm the most productive person in the world, but I do think I generally get a good amount done in the day when I want to and need to, and I actively look for more ways to become more productive, so I wanted to share the ones that have really worked for me. And the first one is to not ever make videos in a house that's being renovated, because you won't be able to make them.
You need to move your car.
No, but seriously, if there's anything I've learned in the past month, it's that your environment plays a huge role in how productive you are. I've been in a very distracting and loud environment while renovating a house, and I have noticed a huge decrease in my productivity. So as much as you can help it, it really pays off to make your environment as friendly for getting stuff done as possible. This is probably the worst environment for making YouTube videos in, which is why it's temporary. But normally when I'm aiming to be as productive as possible, I make sure I have a really clean workspace and I'll shut the door. You know, I really don't want any distractions from what I'm trying to get done. This video is sponsored by Intel. Their 11th gen core processor has really increased my productivity, but more on that later. The next thing that's helped me become more productive is automating any task that I can. One thing in particular I realized I could save a ton of time on was just not grocery shopping in person anymore and instead ordering groceries online. With the time it takes to drive to the store, find the items you want, check out, and drive home, it's, you know, over an hour a lot of times. When I realized that Amazon Fresh had free delivery, that changed my life. That's right, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, it's free. I didn't know this for so long. You do have to tip, but $5 to $10 to save you an hour is worth it for many people. Not only did I find it time consuming to grocery shop, but honestly, I would get decision fatigue at the grocery store. There's like 10 versions of every item, and you only have a certain amount of energy and willpower in a day, and I felt like spending that on grocery shopping was just a waste. If you can earn significantly more than $5 in an hour, it's really a no-brainer financially to do this. If you're kind of on a budget or in college, then I don't think it really makes sense to do this, but if you're at a point where your time has gotten more valuable and you're finding that you don't have a lot of it, I think it can be a no-brainer to just order your groceries online, because you can spend that time doing something more productive. Because most of these services save your past purchases, really, if you needed to, you could order everything you need in like 5 minutes. And I've done this many times when I've been short on time. I've just thrown the essentials in a cart, ordered it in 5 minutes. Usually I'll spend about 10 minutes doing this, but when I really have no time at all, I'll do this and they arrive later the same day, and it only took me 5 minutes and like under $10. Other ways you can automate your life are by putting all of your bills on auto pay, setting recurring deliveries for essentials that you tend to forget, like toilet paper or shampoo, and this is a really popular one, getting a robot vacuum. I actually don't have one of these yet, but I am strongly considering a purchase because dirt gets into this house during renovations. The next thing that has increased my productivity is finding ways to increase the speed of the thing I do the most, which is editing. And I found a few different ways to do this. So the first way I've been able to increase my editing speed is by actually getting a proper laptop for editing. For so long, I was using a laptop that really was not meant for the amount and speed of editing that I was doing and footage I had. It crashed multiple times, breaking different hard drives, leaving me devastated. This laptop is actually meant for content creation and it shows. So this is the laptop, and what makes it so fast is Intel's 11th gen core processor. It's made for real world efficiency and workflows, and it can even handle my more intense editing sequences. Seriously, on my old laptop, I couldn't even open Premiere. I always wanted to edit in Premiere and After Effects, but my computer seriously couldn't handle those programs. A lot of what was slowing me down with editing was just waiting for my computer to catch up to what I was doing. I didn't even realize for a while how much this was slowing me down, but Intel's new processor has definitely helped improve my productivity and also my editing quality, because I'm able to actually use a more powerful editing software. I'm just getting started editing with Premiere, but on my old laptop, I really couldn't even use it for more than 10 minutes without going crazy because it was just so slow. So this processor by Intel offers up to 2.7 times faster editing speeds, and I've really seen that so far using it myself. The laptop itself is pretty cool because it's touchscreen, so it's added a whole new world to my editing process. And these Lenovo laptops are of course known for how they can rotate, which is really cool. So you can optimize it for editing, for watching videos, whatever it is you're doing. But what I most appreciate about this laptop is that it has the new 11th gen Intel Core processor. It's just much faster and has made me much more productive. Another way I've become a more productive and faster editor is by learning keyboard shortcuts. There are even keyboard covers that act as a cheat sheet to help you learn these. It's a bit of time up front to learn these shortcuts, but in the long run, it will save you hours, probably even days. It also makes editing more enjoyable because you can start to edit almost as fast as you can think. You can also customize your own shortcuts. So say you always find yourself quadrupling the speed of a clip, you can make your own shortcut to do that. That way you can get to a point where you're almost fully editing just with your keyboard and not the mouse at all. So that can save you a lot of time and also make editing just so much more enjoyable because you get to this point where you're editing almost as fast as you can think. Another thing I've done to speed up my editing process is edit in double speed. I only recently started doing this, but in both Premiere and Final Cut, if you press the L key, it will play back in double speed. So if you have a really long 20-minute talking clip, you can breeze through this, cut out the boring parts much faster when you're editing it in double speed. The next thing, and I think a lot of people aren't going to want to hear this one, is getting up earlier. It's really only that first 5 to 10 minutes after getting up that's really hard. I feel like there's no getting around this one. If you wake up earlier, you will get more done. It's just facts, guys. I think we all know it deep down, even if you're a night owl. You have more energy, your mind is fresh, you haven't had any decision fatigue or anything really to ruin your day yet. If you're up pretty early, other people aren't distracting you in any way yet, so you can really focus and get a lot done in the mornings. So I think you can't get around the fact that waking up earlier will lead to more productivity, but there are ways to make it easier. One thing that's made it easier for me to get up early is by using a sleep cycle alarm clock. It's just an app for your phone and it tracks your sleep cycle based on any sounds it detects and then attempts to wake you up during the lightest phase of sleep within a 30-minute window that you set. I usually will set this alarm clock for 7, so it can wake me up anytime from 6:30 to 7, and I find that that works pretty well for me. But anytime I need to wake up even earlier than that, this is a real lifesaver. If I need to wake up between 5 and 6, it does a good job not making me feel absolutely horrible when I'm waking up at those hours. So I really like it and recommend it. I'll be honest, coffee also really helps a lot. Between this and coffee, that is how I get up earlier and get to work. The next thing I always do, basically every day, even weekends, is make a to-do list. This is not groundbreaking by any means, but it is legitimately very helpful. I think the key to making your to-do list actually work is not making it too long. I've seen articles recommend only putting 3 things on your to-do list. I usually have mine around 5 tasks that are the highest priority that I want to get done. Definitely don't do any more than 10. At that point, you're making a multiple day to-do list. Or you're just going way too in detail to each task and putting tasks within the task, and you don't really need to do that a lot of the time. Remember, you can always add to a to-do list if you get those top 3 to 5 things done, but it's better, I think, to start with the concentrated ones you really need to get done. You can do this on your computer, on a piece of paper, it doesn't matter. I've been using the little whiteboard on this Lenovo. I would be lost without a to-do list. It keeps me on task with really the most important things I need to get done. I find that anytime I make a to-do list, I actually do accomplish those things. And when I don't make a to-do list, I'm kind of like, what did I get done today? And the last thing I do is say no to as many phone calls and meetings as I can. There's a really popular essay on the internet about a maker's versus a manager's schedule. It points out that there are 2 types of schedules you can have. A maker's schedule, which is a more creative kind of job. A YouTuber, a music artist, maybe a software engineer, anyone who has to spend long periods of time focusing without interruptions. The second type is a manager's schedule, and this is a type of job that is kind of the complete opposite. You always have to be in contact with people, so something like a real estate agent. And this essay points out that if you are on a maker's schedule, having one meeting, just one meeting, will cost you a lot in your day in terms of productivity, a lot more than if you're on a manager's schedule. And I found this to be extremely true. If I'm starting filming a video at 9 a.m., but I have to get on my computer for a Zoom call at 10 a.m., it totally interrupts the flow of the day. You have to completely shift your mindset even, and it just keeps me from getting what actually matters done. This one is really dependent on what type of job you do, because if you are a manager type, you can't just say no to meetings. That's basically your whole job. But if you have a more maker type of job, you will find yourself becoming so much more productive if you say no to the more low priority meetings, people that are just wanting to connect. And whenever I really do have to do some phone calls or meet with people, I try and put them all on the same day, so it's not interrupting a day where I'm making something. Or I'll put it at the very end of the day, so it's not interrupting any kind of creative work. Because you can't avoid this altogether, but I think we all have found ourselves saying yes to a kind of pointless conversation that you didn't really need to have. And so I just really limit that these days. Okay, so those are a few things that I do personally to be more productive. The irony is this has been one of the most unproductive weeks I've ever had, because I'm trying to renovate a house at the same time as making YouTube videos, and the two they do not mix well at all. It just goes to show that more than anything, your environment really plays a big part in how productive you are. So if you guys have anything that has helped you become more productive, please comment them down below, because I'm always trying to find ways to get more out of my day so that I can spend time doing things I want to do rather than I have to do. And I'll have the link in the description so you guys can learn more about Intel Evo laptops, so check that out if you want to learn more. So that is going to be it for this video. Hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!